What's up, everyone? Welcome to Power Play with CJ. Today we're focusing on the Florida Panthers right wing Jimmy Hayes, native of Neponset and Dochester, Massachusetts, fellow Boston inner city kid like me, really breaking out for the Panthers. He had back-to-back two-goal games on back-to-back Sundays with two-goal games, I should say. So, real good Irish Catholic boy, honoring the Sabbath. But in all seriousness, this is a guy that really got lost in the shuffle in Chicago. And I remember he's 2 years older than I am, almost to the month. But he was we were both playing youth hockey in the Boston area. He was on the A teams, and I was on whatever the lowest level was. Because if you guys ever saw me play, you'd be like, Jesus, why is that guy out there? But you heard about him. You heard about how good he was. You saw how good he was. And went to Nobles Prep School, and then ended up with the U.S. development team. And it was more highly touted than Colin Wilson when he went out there. And then it kind of just he ended up, because he has a birthday between September 15th and between the first day of school and January 31st and December 31st. He ended up with the Lincoln Stars for a while. I think he might have went with the Junior Blue Jackets for a run or something, but ends up BC in 2008, 2009. Was one of the most highly touted recruits in recent memory up to that point. I mean, there's been a few guys that have observed him, including his brother Kevin, who we'll talk about later in the piece. His sophomore year, I went watching him play almost every week. I went over, watched him on TV, or went over to Connie Forum to watch him. It was my senior year in high school, and they were amazing. They won the national championship that year. I remember one game against UMass Lowell. He protected the puck as well as anyone I've ever seen. Chris Kreider had the winning goal with like 13 seconds left. It was an awesome game. I remember random things like that, but he looked great. I mean, you think kid that's 6'5", 6'6" is going to be this, brute force that, forces himself in on the forecheck. And the bottom line is he's not. He's more of a finesse player. And he's starting to show more confidence offensively with the Panthers, and that's a great thing. Remember, he got drafted by Toronto and got flipped to Chicago. And I was like, oh, good. Jimmy Hayes is going to be an organization that's a world-class organization. It's one of the best in hockey, and I think Chicago just won the Stanley Cup when he got traded there. But unfortunately, because they're such a high-end organization, NHL depth is something they were loaded with. So it's tough for him to get established. I don't think he played 15 games with the Blackhawks. I take that back. He played about 50 games with the Blackhawks. Excuse me. And then ended up getting traded to Florida with Dylan Olsen, a fellow guy that kind of lost in the shuffle in Chicago, for Chris Versteeg for Beauty. And, I think both Olsen and Hayes have taken the opportunity to run with it. I mean, obviously Florida isn't a great team, but they're getting established in the NHL. They're getting consistent NHL minutes, and they're showing that they belong there. And as a kid from the inner city of Boston like me, you root for a guy like Jimmy Hayes. And I think it's funny, his brother, Kevin, is a senior at Boston College, first-round pick of the Blackhawks. I remember talking to my dad at the beginning of the year. I'm like, wasted a first-round pick on this kid. He ain't that good. Edam's better, Coyle's better, all these guys that are quote-unquote better, but he's having an amazing season. He's been, kind of like a straw that stirs the drink on the line with Gaudreau, and actually Gaudreau is a straw that stirs the drink. He's probably skinnier than your average straw, but, he's been awesome with Arnold and Gaudreau, and I can do a separate piece, and I probably will, just how good Kevin Hayes has been this season, and really justifying why he was a first-round pick. But, I'm really happy for Jimmy. I think he's going to be a bona fide NHL player for a long, long time. And I'm also working on getting an interview with him over the summer. I got people in Dochester and Charleston. I'm making a few calls. So, Jimmy, if you're watching, don't be surprised. That's all this episode of the Power Play with CJ on Jimmy Hayes breaking out this season. Stay tuned for episodes throughout the season and beyond. Later, guys.